So did you recognize one of the
I think
youth
so.
or the pigs?
The youth, yeah. Well, I don't recognize her pig, but no, I think I know her and her family. I mean, I don't know her personally, but her family. I grew up with her dad.
Okay.
In Roswell, actually.
Well, they've got the...
They're from Cruces, though. I don't know for sure.
They've got the swine are right now.
Yes.
And let's see. Did I get the audio fixed? I hope I did that right. They're playing music while they're showing the pig. I just have never seen that.
Right.
So let's see if it works while he's talking.
Nope.
Really an interesting
there it is.
class here to soar, and I thought the top end was very good.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing.
It is working.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's amazing. Well, it's all the stuff that I bought for the Eddy County Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
working in Roswell.
working in Roswell at the
Yay.
Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So that's a good thing.
Nice.
You know.
Heck yeah. Isn't it awesome when technology works well?
It is, and it is really frustrating and embarrassing when it doesn't.
Right, because you're the tech guy or the radio guy. You're supposed to have it all together, right?
Supposed to know how all this stuff works. And but like we did the game at Deming Friday night, and everything worked, just fine.
Cool.
And then we've got a big game Friday night. So we have volleyball tonight.
Yes.
Volleyball team is playing Hobbs.
Okay.
5:30 for the JV, 6:30 for the varsity. Soccer teams are playing Carlsbad tonight. The boys are playing them here, and the girls are playing them in Carlsbad.
Okay.
And here there's a JV game at 4 and a varsity game at 6. For the girls, there's just the varsity game, and it is at 5.
So, do they just have varsity this year again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have varsity. And then I don't know if Jeff has any NMMI stuff planned for tonight. They haven't posted anything. Goddard is playing a volleyball game tonight.
You're covering that too?
Covering that too.
Wow, Gene.
And
You're going to
I'm
be
not
all over the
covering
state.
I'm not covering it. I think Roy is going to be there for that. Who are they playing? They are playing Clovis.
Yeah.
So Goddard's playing Clovis, Artesia's playing Hobbs, and then in soccer we're playing Carlsbad. Boys here, girls there.
Nice.
So
that's a
and
lot
then on the
going
radio
on.
will be the volleyball game. Joby and Robbie will be doing the broadcast of the volleyball on the radio
Cool.
tonight. So yeah.
You ready for Friday back home game?
I'm glad we are not traveling. We last week or a week ago we went to Berlin.
Yes.
And then last week, Deming.
Both very far.
About 4-hour trips. I saw something I don't think I've seen as long as I've lived in New Mexico.
Really?
When I was driving to Deming.
Did you see a UFO?
Well,
I'm kidding.
well, I've seen a UFO before.
Oh.
This is something I have not seen.
Oh, okay. You have seen a UFO.
I have seen many UFOs.
Not just pictures?
No. I've seen them.
Okay.
They're there.
Okay.
Not going to say where because,
Okay.
and I'm not going to say what the meal was that I'd had before I saw the aliens, the spaceship. No. You know how when you're leaving Las Cruces heading west and there's that Border Patrol checkpoint? Mm-hmm. It was closed.
Wow.
I don't think I have ever not stopped
through.
at that Border Patrol checkpoint going west towards Deming.
Interesting.
That's what I thought. Now the one coming up out of Alamogordo. Is it Alamogordo? Where's the one when you're going? Oh,
Between White Sands and
yeah,
Cruces,
that one there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I stopped there and I was all ready for the question. I was ready
Yeah.
because you know what the question is they ask you.
What is your citizenship?
Yeah, are you a U.S. citizen?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
And what's
Yes, yes. I was
You were
ready.
ready.
I was ready.
Do you get nervous?
No. How did they ask me one time and I paused for a minute?
Really? You want to know a funny thing? So you
Okay.
know how like when you come up, first a bunch of lights flashed and to take your picture.
Mm-hmm.
So there was about a year there that I was traveling to Las Cruces every other Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did
I
you
got
pose?
really used. Yeah, I got really used to the camera. So I started making funny faces and smiling weird and giving them peace signs and doing the whole.
Did you get a call?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
But you could see, because you could see it when your car got to them and they would look on the screen for the picture.
Uh-huh.
You could see they tried so hard not to laugh. It was so much fun. And I would be cracking up. They look at me and I'm like, hey, it's me again.
So you're posing for the
yeah,
pictures.
I did. I'd go. Because it's a split second, right?
That's
you
funny.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because they do take the pictures that go in the other way too.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
other set
you're right.
of trailers on the other side of the
They
highway.
do. I think I was probably going too fast. Well, because, on this one, you're slowing down at 15, 30, whatever miles an hour. That side's still 70 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll have to do that then. We'll have to start. We'll have to
So
start
funny.
pausing for the
Yeah.
pausing for effect for
Yeah.
the border
Just
patrol.
make a funny face. Give them a peace sign or.
How did they ask the question and I stumbled? I forget what it was. I think it was, what is your citizenship status or something like that? Instead of just saying, are you a U.S. citizen or
Yeah.
everybody in the car are U.S. citizens? It wasn't that. There was another way that they asked the question, and I wasn't ready for that way that they were asking the question.
You're
I
like,
had to think
"Wait,
about
what?"
it for a minute.
Yeah.
And the person I was with says, come on, you're an American.
You're like, yes. I think I told this story before. One of my girlfriends, we went, it wasn't the border patrol, but it was the actual border when you're walking across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You pay well, now I'm sure it's different, but this was years ago, and you have to pay your quarter or 50 cents or whatever it is, put it in the thing and state your citizenship. And so we're all in line, and she was acting a fool, and I'm like, okay, straighten up, walk straight, do your, pretend everything's fine,
Yeah.
walk through, okay. And she puts her quarters in. She goes, I'm from NMS USA. Oh, Kristen. Oh, total cheerleader. Like, NMS USA. Okay. Keep walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will never forget that. It was
funny.
awesome.
Yeah. So you're not necessarily wanting to know who that person is after that happens. You separate and let them,
Yeah, I'm like,
let them walk ahead. That's funny.
just keep walking.
That's a funny story. Well, I don't think I've ever paused for the photograph going in.
Yeah.
So we'll have to start doing that.
Yeah. Well, you don't even, it's so fast. You just,
Now, sometimes they'll ask you where you're headed,
yeah.
and I'm always ready for that question. I'm headed to Artesia. Ever been there?
That's funny.
Because I think they've all been here. They've all trained here.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Now, Wilburn was telling me a story one time when he went to do a game in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And it must have been that the vehicle he was driving looked exactly like a vehicle they were on the lookout for.
Oh.
Because he got stopped and checked 3 or 4 different times at all the different checkpoints.
Oh.
He rolled in with whatever the vehicle was that he was driving at the time. Must have been on the
watch list.
list. And so,
Dang.
he got stopped a bunch.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. I was worried I was going to get delayed because there was a camper ahead of me, and they talked for a little while longer than you normally see. Most of the time, it's just,
quick through, yeah.
they've got a list of who, what they're looking for at that particular point in time. And so unless you are just like obvious.
Yeah. Then they walk the dogs around.
Yes. And then so they
smell
have
everything.
the camper, and I'm like, I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah.
They're going to take a little longer before they
Yeah.
pull them off to the side. But it wasn't anything longer than normal. So
Good.
But that was weird. The one coming out of Las Cruces going to Deming.
Closed.
It was closed.
Do you think they have another one closer to the border on the other side of Cruces? I don't know.
Don't know.
Who knows?
Speaking of Wilburn, he was going to go do a game at Santa Teresa.
Uh-huh.
And I gave him directions. And he got to the game and he called me and he said, well, I almost went to Mexico. He didn't make the turn. You know, if you get on that highway, you're going to the border checkpoint.
Yeah.
And and I said, well, didn't you follow the directions? I gave you directions. I took time. I printed out. I didn't look at those. I stopped at a Subway and asked.
Cool.
So he stops at a Subway and asks, and he almost winds up in Mexico. If he'd have followed my directions,
Yeah.
he would have made that left turn at airport, and he would have been there. Or whatever
funny.
the name of the road is that goes to Santa Teresa High School.
Yeah. That's funny.
But that's Wilburn. He's like that.
Yeah.
I've got it all
That's
laid
funny.
out for you, Jim. Here's the number you call. Here's what you do. Here's where you go. Here's how you get to where you're at. And then I'll get a phone call. How do I get there again? Do you even look at anything that I give you?
Don't waste your time anymore, Gene.
I don't now. Yeah. That's like some people. Do you know people that don't answer their phone? I mean, if you leave them a voicemail, they never listen to your voicemail. Do you know people like that?
Yeah. I'm actually getting that way.
Are you?
I don't know why. I mean, I'll go, I don't know. Sometimes I do, and sometimes depending on who it is. But yeah, a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, I just called you right back. Oh, well, I left you a message.
Sometimes I'll call them back and they're leaving the message.
Yes.
And they'll say, well, I'm leaving you a message. I said, great. You want to just tell me what you called about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I know a couple of people that are like that. And as soon as it goes to voicemail, I'm just hanging up.
Just hang up, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they get the notification that you called.
That's right.
So they already see that they have a missed call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of becoming not a thing anymore.
Yeah. You know, another thing that's kind of a waste of time? Asking people to hold on until the beep. I think most people know how voicemail works.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you've called so-and-so where I'm not able to take the call, but if you'll hang on after the beep and leave your message along with your phone number.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have all of that. It's on the screen.
Yeah.
So really, you just need to say, call me
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
There's still people that do that.
Do you have a personalized voicemail? Or is yours just like the standard Verizon, AT&T, whatever?
I think I did record a message,
Yes.
but I didn't.
A greeting is what they call it now.
Yes, I think I did record a greeting.
Yeah, me too. Some
But-
people don't. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't. They just let it go. And then you don't know
Lana-
for sure if it's their phone or not
Lana
sometimes.
doesn't even have hers set up.
Oh,
She
that
has
drives
no
me crazy.
voicemail on her phone.
When they're like, the person you have called has not set up their voicemail, whatever. And I'm
Yes,
like, oh my
yes,
gosh.
Yes, that's Lana. She has not set up her voicemail.
That's funny. Come on, Lana. Oh, she's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. You haven't set up your voicemail, have you? No,
She's not listening.
Walking away.
Yeah.
All right, I need to take a break. We'll
Cool.
be back to wrap up the hour right after this.